Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to a signing reaction where Terry, Dan and myself are going to be reacting to the news that, of course, came through very late on transfer deadline day on Monday night that Robin Olsen has joined Everton from Roma on a season-long loan. Terry, how have you responded to this one? Of course, we've brought in Sweden's number one to challenge England's number one. How did he compare, first of all? Do you think this is a good signing?
I mean, I don't know. I can't say that I've seen a lot of them, but a lot of people who have seen him, there've been some very mixed reviews about him. People saying he's not very good. Some people saying, he doesn't have to be very good to be better than Pickford. I think the best way to look at the signing is not to see it as a replacement for Pickford in the long term. I'm choosing to look at it as sort of almost like a Sidibe type signing, but a goalkeeper. Sidibe came in and it was a real tussle between him and Coleman for the right back spot all of last year. There was times where Sidibe was just, he had to start. He offered a lot more going forward than Coleman. And then there was other times where Sidibe, didn't have a prayer because Coleman was just a much better defender than him. I know you won't get that much difference in terms of goalkeeper, but I don't see Olsen as being brought in to replace Pickford. He's been brought in to replace Lasel in a sentence. He's been brought in to replace Lasel because I don't think the management really trusted either of the two backup goalkeepers to challenge Pickford. Because let's be honest, the way Pickford's been performing, if they did, he probably would have played by now. So I'm interested, if he comes into the team, it really will put the frighteners on Jordan Pickford, because if he gets dropped, it means he's made another mistake and he might not get the place back. Olsen's got the chance then. And if he doesn't work out, send him back, same as we did with Sidibe. So I don't think we were ever going to replace Pickford in the time we had left. Sergio Romero might have been able to do that because I think he's a very good goalkeeper. But I think this is just to give the healthy competition that we've got all across the squad, but we unfortunately didn't have a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think that's definitely how this situation is. Dan, what about you, mate? How have you just reacted to this signing?
Well, see, I think I'm on the same the wavelength as everyone else at the minute. It's just, is he the one to actually put pressure on him as much to actually replace him as number one? He's 30. We don't know. Well, I don't know much about him, but if Pickford does one more silly error, then I think Callum, I just think he'll just take him out right away. It's you just can't let this happen every week. It's nearly every few games he has an error in him, and we just can't keep affording to lose goals or points. It's just not. It's not good enough. So I think, as he said, Carl said, the training pitch picks itself for the game. So if he starts performing in training, and he might actually look at him and go, you need to sort your head out, because he's actually all right. So just hope this puts Pickford under a lot of pressure, and I hope it makes him perform better in a way.
Yeah, it's possible that Pickford's become a lot more, I say a lot more, he was already quite an arrogant character, but the fact that no one's really challenged him for that jersey makes him feel untouchable at times, I think.
Yeah, and
a bit cocky.
Yeah, and it came to a point where, I just don't want it to turn into like Joe Hart. He's already been to a World Cup and he's England's number one, so he thinks, right, I'm sound, mate.
Yeah.
I've got no pressure at my club. I'm all right. I'm number one at my club and England. But the way that it's starting to go, Nick Pope and Dean Henderson, they're actually quality. They are good players. So I hope it just changes. So yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, one interesting point about Robin Olsen is he's 6'5", very, very tall goalkeeper. So no issues with dinosaur arms there, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think that was the first thing that I actually looked up was his height. It's like he's 6'5", so well, so's Russell. Russell's tall, but it's down to their quality. So I just hope he put pressure on him in a way in training.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what do you think we can expect? Will Olsen? I mean, obviously Pickford's not been playing well, but we're hoping we will see a bit more of Olsen than we certainly have of Jonas Lussell. Will that be the case? Will we get to see him even in the cups when where Pickford's still be getting picked for cup games? We surely will see a bit of Robin Olsen in the cups, maybe, even if he doesn't end up replacing Pickford in the league games.
Yeah, I think he'll come in the league at some point. Like I can't see Pickford suddenly turning it on and not making any more mistakes because there's challenges. And I think he's only one mistake away from being dropped, and he's not going to not make the mistake. At some point, I think Olsen will come in, and there's nothing to say that Olsen might not be dropped again after that. It's not a healthy thing to be switching between goalkeepers, but I can't see Olsen being the same as Leisel. I just don't see it because how bad can he be? You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be so bad that, like, oh yeah, we can't put him in at all. I think he'll come in, he'll have a spell of games, and it's on to him then whether he grasps hold of it, because he doesn't need to be spectacular to impress a goalkeeper. He just needs to be consistent and steady and, low profile. Not everyone's keeper is a talking point every week, and ours is. Like, even when he plays well, everyone sort of go, "Oh, didn't Pickford play well?" Because it's so
rare these days.
Yeah, it's he needs commending for not making a mistake and having a good game. You know what I mean? It's like most successful clubs have a low profile keeper, and if that's what Olsen can do when he does come in, whether be it the cups, be it eventually in the league, then I think he'll. I don't see us, unless something like extreme happens, I don't see us signing Olsen at the end of the year unless he's absolutely brilliant all of a sudden. But I think next summer we're probably going to be after a new number one keeper. Whether Pickford plays well or not. I think it's too far gone. I think next summer, the way our midfield was the priority going into this summer, I think it'll be goalkeeper next summer. We'll go in and be like, right, we need a new number one. Same way Liverpool did with Alisson, same way City did with Ederson. I think we'll go out and buy Carlo's keeper. But with regards to this season, Olsen or Pickford, it's either one of them. I don't think either one of them will be playing goalkeeper for us next season. But either one of them can play it for this season. It's just a tussle, same way Sidibe and Coleman had it.
That's a very good way of looking at it, I'd say. And I spoke to Richard Hall from Football Italia about his performances at Roma and all that. But what he said was this transfer deal is low risk, high reward. And for me, that's probably the best way of putting it. It's like there's not a lot. We're not crippling ourselves financially by bringing this player in, and if it does work out, then that's great.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think either of them will be our keeper next year, but I think either of them could be our keeper for this year. It's the way I look at it. It's down to Pickford to keep his shirt now, because he's got someone in. The manager's bought it, or well, not bought. The manager has brought in a goalkeeper in a form or a fashion. If that's not telling Pickford, you need to sort yourself out. We've got our eye on you now. He needs, and especially in a tournament year. I know last season was a tournament year until March when everything happened, but he's flying by the seat of his pants. He's hanging on by a thread to his positions, I think, for both club and country, and only he can fix it. We know he's got the ability. His first season at Everton, he showed he had the ability, but he's been terrible ever since. So he's got a challenger now, and it's up to him.
The onus is on him, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll leave it at that anyway. Over to you, Jordan Pickford. Are you going to turn it on, or it is literally shape up or ship out, isn't it?
one
that's
more.
it. Go on, Dan.
No, just you're right, and it's one more, and you might actually have like a go at him this time because he's backed in. He's been backed. Like since we came back off lockdown. The matches have been played, and he made a few errors. You're thinking the one against Chelsea, the one at home against Leicester where it went through his legs and he had to clear off the line. You're going, what? Like where's his header? You know what I mean? And Carlo was stuck by him now, but now last week against Brighton, for me, that was it. That really annoyed him so much.
You could tell Carlo didn't enjoy that 1-1 bit.
Oh no, but for every mistake he does, he pulls off 2 good saves, and you're thinking, how long can this go on for? Like he can do an error against Brighton, but then the next game he'll put off an absolute worldie against whoever, Liverpool, and you're thinking like you can't keep doing that. You can't just keep relying on, oh yeah, like I'm all right because I've just done like a great save there. No, like it doesn't work like that.
You've got to start catching crosses for starters.
I mean, the one last week, and he went under any threat. No one went standing on him or like shoving him about. All he had to do was just catch it midair, and he didn't. And I think for Carlo and for Carlo, he's had enough.
Yeah, I think we all have, and I think Robin Olsen, it'll be interesting to see how soon it is until we get our first glimpse of Robin Olsen. If Pickford carries on the way he's been, it could be sooner rather than later.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll leave it at that anyway, guys. Let us know your opinions on the signing of Robin Olsen. Drop us a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. And until next time, thank you guys for watching on the Toffee Blues.